gather yourself together and get ready. For those who are listening all over the world and those who are making their way to Washington, D.C. right now, we're not coming to celebrate tomorrow. We're not coming to frolic tomorrow. We're not coming for a celebration tomorrow. We're coming to demand justice for our people and for all oppressed people all over the world.
Now, many of our white brothers and sisters have joined us on this journey. They are part of the fight, and we love them. We break bread with them. We work with them, but we cannot deny the truth. And if they are to truly stand with us, they will say that their people have been the problem.
It's not only Trayvon Martin's mother, but Javaris Fulton's mother as well. Yeah. And so I fight for your boys, but I'm still fighting for my son as well. And he just turned 25. Birthday was Monday. And so, when this first happened, my tragedy first happened, of course I was broken. Of course I was disappointed and sad and depressed, and all those feelings came out. But since we in a church, I know you guys are going to say amen when I say this, but God brought me through the storm.
Don't wait until you're in the courtroom and you're dependent on the prosecutor to give you justice. Nobody can save our community but our community. Nobody can save our children but us.
We just had an amazing service the Friday before the march. I'm here with Linda Sarso, who was amazing in her speech for fighting for equality for not only African Americans but Palestinian Americans, and you know what, just people of all walks and kind. I just wanted to grab you real quick because you inspired me so much, because it just shows how much work we still have to go. What is your purpose for the people who didn't see you speak? What is your purpose for being here?
We keep saying Black Lives Matter, but it can't be just black people saying Black Lives Matter. And I'm here because I believe that the liberation of all people goes back to the liberation of black people. So when we get black people liberated, we're going to get everybody. So that's the solution for me and all the work that I do around social justice. Is I believe fundamentally in black liberation.
And what you said is so key, because it can't be Black Lives just saying Black Lives Matter. And I think some people get that misconstrued, like it has to just be a black issue, but this is a human rights issue. And the fact that you're here fighting with us is totally amazing. What do you expect for people to do after the march? So a lot of people were talking about 10, 11, 15. What's the first step in that liberation?
I mean, the work starts on October 11th, and what that is going back into our communities and waking up the sleeping giant. Our people are sleeping, and if we think about 20 years from now, this country is going to be a majority minority country. And just because we're a majority don't mean we got the majority power. We got to start building power in our community. We have the power, the economic power, we got the people power, and we're just going to have to go in the community and activate that power.
What we just saw from Melik Thomas was nothing short of amazing. So, Melik, I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go back real quick. When did you start getting that itch to want to do better for your community and to stand up and become somebody who is a pivotal point in this Joshua generation that you spoke about?
It started in 2004 when I failed the 10th grade. I was in my second year, 10th grade, almost failed the second year. But then one day I was suspended from class, and I ended up actually watching a movie called Head of State with Chris Rock, and I listened to his critique on society in such a fresh and almost preacher-like way. It created in me a fire to want to end corruption and use my voice, the voice that God had given me, to speak out for those who couldn't speak out for themselves.
And that's funny because that's such an underrated movie and people kind of overlook it, but you know, it did have some wisdom and some jewels that were dropped that you clearly took and inserted them in your life and thought that was really important. Justice or else, when we talk about that, or else, a lot of people said or else. What does or else mean to you?
Or else means that we're going to divest our funds from companies that don't support our causes. or else means that we're not going to spend billions and billions of dollars making other people rich on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and getting back to the basics, that justice is more important than material things, is more important than tangible things, but is the essential thing that we desire and what we need.
No one else will love you more than you, so that means that all else is totally up to you. What you willing to sacrifice so your kid can have a life? Let's take Christmas from Santa Claus and give it back to Christ.
I wanted to interview these two who brought kind of music and power to the service and really just had people up in arms and just thankful for your voice. Myson and V. Bozeman, I thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm just happy to be here at a historical event with talented people, with people who are righteous, people who want justice, and I'm just happy to be able to contribute whatever I can.
And also, I'm happy to be here too. Thanks for having me. I just think it's important for artists such as ourselves to use our platform and not let our platforms use us. It's time for artists to have a perspective and have something to say.
And often I feel like it's not enough of artists who have that platform to stand on, that they use their power. What makes you guys use your bravery and kind of that platform to stand out and sing and rap about things that people need to hear?
Well, unfortunately, I had a lot of bad experiences. I was formerly incarcerated for crimes that I didn't even commit, and being in that situation, I know that there are a lot of youth that's misled, and they look up to us and they listen to what we say and they believe that a lot of this stuff that these artists rap about is true, and they don't never tell you the realities of the facts. And I pledge to myself that although I am from those communities and I've experienced those same things, I'm not going to glorify that and I'm not going to mislead the youth. So I feel like I have an obligation to be able to tell the truth, to be able to give them substance, to be able to give them some hope, to be able, everybody's selling dope, but who's selling hope? And that's what I want to sell. I want to sell hope. I want to show you, the pitfalls and try to tell you to get away from that, because there's other alternatives and there's things that we can do with our talents, with our lives.
Yeah, just what the brother said. I mean, I'm from South Central LA. I was black before I was an entertainer. So if God chooses me to have a gift, I'm supposed to give that gift back. What am I here for if I don't use it to the best of my capabilities? I'm tired too, and I want to see a change. And I think that this generation, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, not Elijah Muhammad, but Farrakhan said, is that this is the generation that is going to change. We're the ones that are fearless. And I think that it's a vibration happening. 20 years later, it's a vibration because young people are involved even more so. Just like him, just like myself, as entertainers, like I said, we have perspective and we want change, and we're willing to go there to get the change.